Today on the Hopefulist, finding joy every single day. It's so much easier than you think. The new bed your dog needs, and it's marching band season.
Welcome to the Hopefulist, a daily talk show hosted by veteran broadcaster Wendy McClure. Join Wendy each day as she shares her life lessons that transformed her from perpetual pessimist to the ultimate hopefulist. The perfect morning show to get you caught up on the day's top stories while sharing insights that will lead to positive transformation and bring out the hopefulist in you. For more inspiration, visit hopefulist.com. And now, here's your host and hopefulist, Wendy McClure.
Good morning and happy Taco Tuesday. It is September 17th, 2019. It is day 5 of Got to Get on Ellen. I made another video of me and Tucker yesterday. I have not uploaded it to Ellen TV yet. There's a couple of bumbles in there, a couple of misspoken words. Maybe we'll do another one. Got to look good for Ellen, right? So my mission continues to get myself on Ellen. Ironically, I was watching her yesterday, and there was a young woman on. She had just turned 25, and she said she's been writing to Ellen and her staff and trying to get tickets for 12 years. So I may have a really long road ahead of me, but I'm not giving up. We'll see how it goes. Some of the fun news I have today: there is a man who is trying to reduce the waste in this world. So what he has decided to do is he started making dog beds out of used tires. He would go fill up on tires, wash them, get them all clean, paint them, put a little cushion in the middle of it, and he sells them now as dog beds. There is a copy of the article on the Facebook group page if you would like to check it out. Now, he is from another country. It is escaping me right now as I just read the article. I'm not sure if he said he's receiving orders from North America, so I'm assuming that means the United States. But if this is something you'd be interested in, it's probably something you could do yourself, honestly. You just take a tire, you cut the top off, make sure it's nice and clean. That's the thing. Tires kind of smell. Even when they're not dirty, they just kind of smell. But anyway, you can, get some spray paint out. And, this guy does a pretty good job. So not only has he made a little business out of it, but he's helping the environment as well. So if that is something that you would be interested in, please take a look at the group page. I wanted to mention Instagram real quick. Have you guys followed me on Instagram yet? If you have not, I am on Instagram as _Hopefulist. And I don't know if you saw this. I put this on the group page the other day as well. I've been really getting into my Instagram stories. So I'm trying to just do like fun, funky things that I don't normally see everybody else doing. I'm just having a lot of fun with it. It is a time suck, I got to tell you. It takes a lot of time to put these stories together. But if I'm getting more and more views all the time, which is the point of it. So I think that it's worth it. So when we had our neighbor barbecue over the weekend, I had up on our one little container that we keep like our cushions in and such, I had put up this sign that I had purchased at Kohl's. Men are so funny, too, because I had bought this sign at Kohl's. And it says, friends and family gather here. And it's got pumpkins, and it's fall themed, and it's got lights around the edges that, obviously light up. So we had found this at Kohl's, and Joe kind of liked it too. He's like, yeah, I think I like that. It's kind of cool. So when a couple of the guys had seen it at the neighbor barbecue, they're like, oh, I think we could make something like this. They're all like trying to figure it out. They're like, yeah, you can get this and you just wire this back here and do that. And I was like, guys, it was $25. I had 30% off coupon. I'm like, yeah, I think that maybe you could just go buy it. So I don't know. It just kind of struck me funny that was the thing that a couple of the men had focused on. But I had this sign up on top of the container, and then I have this bucket that says Joe and Wendy Sea Cottage, which is what we named our house. And it says, Lagoon Living is the best. Beach Haven West. Excuse me. And this is something that we purchased last year. We put a light in it, and it strobes all these different colors. It's really kind of cool. So I wanted to take a picture of that together, and then I thought Tucker was right at my feet. Well, what's cuter than Tucker? So I'm going to put Tucker in the picture. So I took a picture of that, and then I put it up on the Instagram story. And, one of the options you can do in the stories is to take a poll. So I hit the poll option, and then I wrote, is Tucker the cutest or what? Well, somebody actually voted no. It's just like, why? Why would you be mean like that? Now, this is a person that follows me. I do not know them. It's not required that I know you to follow me on Instagram. But if if it were somebody that I knew, I would kind of come back at them and be like, well, how dare you? Like, I would almost think that it's a joke. But since I don't know this person, I think they were just being mean. That's mean. Whether you think Tucker is the cutest or not, there is no reason to say no. Rudeness. And also, speaking of Instagram, if you're not on Instagram, you might want to try it out. I just got Joe on Instagram. It's very entertaining. It's really much different from Facebook. Instagram's been around for a long time, obviously. It's mostly, it's all pictures. But now the Instagram story is the big thing right now. But my girl Pink, who we know is from Doylestown, Pennsylvania. So her home team growing up was the Philadelphia Eagles. And she posted a picture on her Instagram. It was so funny. I happened to see it on Instagram. She posted it on Sunday, game day. It's a picture of her in an Eagles jersey with the Super Bowl patch. So it was obviously from when we were in the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 52 champions. And she had these ridiculous sunglasses on. And I say ridiculous in the cool kind of way, not the, sad, you look like a fool kind of way. And she just looked so awesome in it. We're like, yeah, represent, girl, represent. Right after that, I saw our local news station had shared it. Not long after that, the Philadelphia Eagles had shared it. Not long after that, one of my friends posted it on my wall saying, have you seen this? And I was like, yes. I even commented on her Instagram story. So Instagram can be pretty interesting, especially now with all the stories. So make sure you're checking out those stories at the top of your Instagram page because they're very entertaining. And I got to tell you, the people who put these stories together, they're putting a lot of work in. That's all I'm saying. So we were talking about football and Pink, and speaking of football, I wanted to mention I just happened to see in the news before I came on that Ben Roethlisberger from the Pittsburgh Steelers apparently is out for the season. I assume he was injured over the weekend. I didn't really hear much about it. The Eagles lost almost all of their wide receivers in their game on Sunday night. I did hear that Jackson and Andrew Jackson, the president, no, Deshaun Jackson should be back for Sunday's game. They're saying Jeffries might be back, might not be back. There's a couple of guys who are out for like a little while. So I happened to see this about Ben Roethlisberger. I thought I would pass it on. And they're already saying that the Jets' season may be unsalvageable. I'm sorry for all the Jets fans who may be listening. There are somewhat a bit of them in the area that we live in. Did you ever notice that when you don't like somebody, you start to hate their team? Yes, I had somebody in my life that was a big Jets fan, and now I just have to root against them. I just have to. I just don't want them to have any joy in their life because they sucked all of my joy out whenever they could. So I just don't want their team to be a winning team. Does that make me a horrible person? It may, but I'm okay with it. Honestly, this person deserves so much more than a losing Jet season. So the Eagles will play the Jets this year, and that is going to be a very interesting game for me, one that I will pay very close attention to, and we better kick some Jets ass. That's all I'm saying. So staying on the realm of football, Joe and I are going to see, and it's not really football, but it's, marching band, which is very football related. We are going to see our local high school's band competition this Saturday night. They do it up pretty good here in New Jersey. The last time I had gone to one at my old high school that I had attended, there was literally like 6 bands. I was like, okay, when's the next part? Like 6 bands? And of the 6, there was like 1 that was good. So I drugged Joe to one a couple of years ago, and there were a ton of bands. A ton. I mean, there had to have been at least 20 to 30 bands. And we always had to leave early because they're Saturday nights. And Joe always had to work on Sunday morning, so he had to get up like 3:30 in the morning. These things go kind of late, especially for high school stuff. They go to like 10:30 at night. So we would often leave like around 9, which sucks because that's when the really good bands are. I think that if they still do it the same way, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think that the more populated bands go last. I think they do it in groups of depending on how many band members you have. So the smaller bands go first, and of course, the bigger bands are always going to be a little more dynamic. They're always going to sound a little bit better. They're going to have better routines. So drills, that's what I meant to say. That's what marching bands do. They do drills. So we're going to see that on Saturday. I have gone to a couple of different places in the last couple of years. I know we went to see one at Tom's River. I believe that was the first year. And then I think we might have gone to Brick last year. And so this year we're going to go to our own hometown competition. And I'm very much looking forward to that. It'll be a good time. And as much as Joe doesn't want to admit it, he enjoys it a little bit more than he wants to admit to. He says, yeah, they're pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Marching band. Loved it. That's what everybody calls them, band geeks. And you guys didn't know what you were missing. We had so much fun in band. It was a lot of work. I'll tell you what. Might not have been as much practice and as much work as football, but it was pretty damn close. I'll tell you, those cheerleaders got it easy. I don't know. I can't imagine they put in the same amount of work that we did. I'm just saying. Might be a little resentful because they were the worst in calling us band geeks. But whatever. I don't care. I'm not resentful anymore. Can't you tell? So I wanted to get to the topic of today, and there is a method to my madness when I came up with yesterday's topic, which is, what is your favorite smell? And I'm going to translate that into my blog post, which is finding the joy in every day. So I will get to that in a minute, but we're going to talk about your favorite smells right now. I don't know if I can pinpoint a favorite smell. There are a lot. I love the smell of fresh cut flowers. Love them. Obviously, depending on the flower that are in the bouquet. But for the most part, it doesn't really matter. I just love the smell of fresh cut flowers. I do lean toward, what is it that I'm trying to think of? I know somebody wrote it down here. Why can't I remember anything? Gardenia. That is one of my favorite scents of all time. My sister had sent me a home interiors candle. Remember home interiors? She had sent me a gardenia scented candle for Christmas one year. And I remember I had burned it one night. And then I left the lid off and went to work the next day. When I came back home into my apartment, the whole apartment smelled like that candle. The whole apartment emanated gardenia. Still one of my favorite scents. So good. I also love the smell of coffee. And I was waiting for people to say coffee, and I did get a couple of